Welcome back to another episode of the Slice Tennis Podcast, hosted by the Make It to Midnight boys. You see me and Steven matching. We did not plan this at all. So shout out to Steven for wearing the merch. Turn him around. Show him what it says. Make It to Midnight. Let's go. If you watched, this should not be the first time that you're seeing this merch because Steven had it on last week when he was interviewing Brad Stein, and he was wearing it then, and somebody else that was with us then and is with us for the rest of this year, Sports Interaction. We are coming to you from the Sports Interaction studio, and this podcast is presented by Sports Interaction Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction, Canada's homegrown sports book. And we have a juicy best bet of the day because Sports Interaction has some specials going on their app that you want to be a part of. There's some great value out there, and we're going to dive into it all. After we do our best bet of the day, we're going to talk about the Battle of the Sexes because it is back.
Got to.
The first time it happened was in the 1970s, and it broke not the internet because the internet wasn't around back then, but it broke cable television. And then this year we have Nick Kyrgios versus Sabalenka, bringing it back with some different rules. We'll talk about that, some of the other exhibitions going on, and then we're going to read YouTube comments from last week's episode that you do need to go watch. But if you want to be featured on this show, leave a comment right now. Steven and I will feature it the next week. Steven, it doesn't seem like you had your greatest week last week.
It's true. It's true. Crazy week. A little bit of sickness going through our house. Like, for those viewers, like, randomly, I woke up in the middle of the night. Was like, I'm gonna puke, and then I went to the bathroom and chundered so hard, and I did it like every 15 minutes for the rest of the night from like 2 a.m. on. So
Pooping too?
Not really. Like, I did, but not like explosive, just like regular.
Right.
But it was forced out because of the power of everything going on. So, which is extremely graphic, but it is what it is. So I would just do it every 15 minutes till I was like dry heaving, and it's just this terrible thing. And JP and I were talking about it. It's like you feel close to the end, like you feel close to God because you're like, I'm one step away from just passing away. Painful, extremely painful, but then I was essentially fine the next day. But it's also not like I didn't have the flu or the fever or anything.
Right.
Like, it was some weird little stomach bug, but it was just like you're so tired and then you're sore the next day because you're not. It's like you did a reverse workout for your back.
And not enough people talk about the soreness after the puke.
Yeah.
And also, I think this does beg the question of, it has to be a top 3 worst feeling ever when you're in that type of throw up period and you have that amount of dry heaves. It's the dry heaves.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you can't breathe.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to grasp at any piece of oxygen you can get. But then maybe it's the oxygen that's making you sick when you're trying to just do something, fighting for your life. And man, it's like anytime do you lay on the bathroom floor, or do you try to like crawl back into bed and then go back to the bathroom?
I was pretty much just like on my knees on the bathroom floor with my head on like a pillow. It's the only position that felt good.
Dude, but I will say that sleep hits different the next day.
Yeah. I had like a 3-hour nap during the middle of the day. It's secretly so, like, I don't know, as a man of the house, you're like, you got to take care of everyone else. For that one day, I was just like, I'm getting taken care of. Like, I can't even go see the baby. Like, I'm trying not to get him sick. So
Right.
I'm just going to lay in bed.
What's your go-to like feel good food or drink?
I literally didn't eat anything for 24 hours after that. It was insane. But so I was just trying to drink water to like drink an electrolyte drink. Ginger ale, I would say, actually, is it? Yeah. And then actually, when you're still feeling sick and you need to stop puking, apple juice, just straight up drinking apple juice, has helped me like stop puking.
Interesting.
Which feels risky when you're sick and like you're like in the middle of that, like throwing that down, but it has helped me. So there's some free advice.
Apple juice it is.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It was messed up. But did you have a better week than I did?
Yeah, I had a pretty good week. We let's see, this past weekend, Sitton was out of town on Saturday, so I was laying low at the apartment, And then there's a annual Christmas party that some of our friends throw, and it's the one party of the year that they throw, and they always do a phenomenal job. One of our friends, John Garrett, he always takes it upon himself to lead the caroling at the party. So he'll shut down the music that's going on. He'll pull up 4 to 5 Christmas songs, and he gives his all. This is a guy that at every single wedding I've seen him at, I think I've been at maybe 3 weddings with him. He's also a Nashville friend. I haven't known him my whole life, but he's one of those people that I've met, or my friends told me, like, JP, you and John Garrett would be best friends. Y'all gotta meet. We meet the first time. Immediately I share the same sentiment. I'm like, dude, I gotta hang out with
Yeah.
JG more.
Yeah.
And this is one of those reasons. He tears his pants at weddings from leaving it all on the dance floor. He sings at the top of his lungs. He has a little bit of musical talent too. So he was up there leading everybody with his little winter, not even a fedora. I don't know what kind of hat it was, but it was electric.
Yeah.
And he was crushing all of the music. And it was the perfect amount. He never overdoes it, which is
Right.
key
Yeah.
if you want to be an entertainer.
Yeah.
And he was doing that. So that was a great time. And then, dude, today is actually the first. You might be able to relate to this. Today is the first day that we're supposed to see sun in the last 6 days.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So things are looking up, because there always comes this time in December when I get very ready to leave Nashville. I'm like, the job isn't worth it. The people are great, but I don't think I can put up with another week, another 6 days straight of no sun and in 30-degree weather.
So it's cloudy there, hey, in the winter.
Cloudy and just dark at 4:15.
Yeah. In Edmonton, where I was in Edmonton last week, it's cold. Like, it was minus 16 Celsius. So I don't know, whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's like next level, but it's like sunny. It's the brightest, sunniest day you've ever been on. So I'm like, you're sitting inside most of the day in these nice, cheap houses in Edmonton, which my friends can afford. Sounds amazing to me right now. And it's cold outside, but you're not cold. You're inside. So
Yeah.
people forget that you can actually be inside in the winter. You don't have to be outside. And even if it's 0 degrees, you're still just inside. So if it's 16 below or 0, like, if it's sunny outside, it makes a difference. And
Dude,
always
makes
sunny
a
there.
difference. Because I'm trying to be outside, man. I'm
Yeah.
not built for this indoor life.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
But it's good. One thing that is good about when you're indoors, you can spend a little bit more time scrolling. And if you scroll on Sports Interaction, you can find some great bets. And this is the best bet of the day. Remember, Sports Interaction, they have extensive betting options, serve by serve live betting, player props, futures, same game parlays, easy deposits and payouts, lightning fast Interact e-transfer, and other top payment options. And it is a trusted Canadian brand since 1997. Canadians, support your country, support these homegrown brands, and support Steven's best bet of the day, because it has to do with things going on my side of the border. And I haven't even heard it. I just know the topic. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see it.
Yeah. So America, we're talking about the American men in 2026 because it's the off season. So we're talking about the future. The question is, which American player will be the highest ranked at the end of the 2026 season? And now, JP, I'd love to hear your answer to that, and I would love to then hear also who you think Sports Interaction has as the odds-on favorite.
My answer would be Ben Shelton.
I understand that.
And I would also, this is tough, man, because Ben Shelton and Fritz, like, I mean, they finished the year in the top 8. And I don't think Fritz will slow down or take that far of a step back, like enough of a step back for another person to slide in front of him. But I love the year Lerner Tien had. And I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for him to get a lot of points this year. And Fritz is going to have to defend a lot of points.
Yeah.
So if I'm going value, I might look at Tien. I don't think he's going to pass Shelton, but I like the value of Tien. Now, tell me who's the favorite. Tell me who you got.
Well, this is crazy. One sec. So they're not showing this in order for some reason. So I think they got Fritz at plus 100 and Shelton at plus 160.
So Shelton at number 2.
Shelton at number 2, which I agree with you. I think Shelton. So maybe there's some value there, but it's still only plus 160. But I mean, Just a little fun one for you American fans or you people who are thinking about that. I feel Shelton, if he could stay healthy, has a higher ceiling than Fritz, in general. So that's my thought. So I think, fresh year. I like him. I like Shelton being the number one at the end of the year, number one
Yeah,
ranked American. So I'm
love it.
riding with JP on that one.
I feel like we're in our bag with this bet. We got to take advantage of these specials going on. Some of the other specials they got, guys, is the player that will be world number one, as Steven hit on. Which player will be the ace leader at the end of the 2026 season? Perry Card is the current leader, plus 200.
Yeah.
How many Grand Slam titles will Carlos Alcaraz win in 2026? How many Grand Slam titles will Yannick Sinner win in 2026? And to give you guys some just how good Alcaraz and Sinner are playing, the odds for no Grand Slam titles for Carlos Alcaraz is plus 275. And for Sinner, it's plus 300.
That's
And
amazing.
to win exactly one is plus 170 for Sinner. To win exactly one for Alcaraz is plus 140.
So they're saying he has better odds to win two, like Sinner or Alcaraz. Is that right? Like
Yeah.
they're
Both of
saying they
them.
both have better odds to win two than none,
That's crazy.
which I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I believe because I think they're essentially just the odds showing that they'll split the four again.
Yeah. I mean, if Alcaraz, you got to believe he's target red dot all on the Australian Open because he
Oh
has
yeah.
got to get his
Oh yeah.
result there.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be amazing. So, anyways, yeah, that is
That's
our
good.
best bet of
That's
the day.
the that's the best bet of the day. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction, serving more ways to bet with real-time odds on every point set and match. Go to sportsinteraction.com/theslice to open an account. Ontario only, 19 and up. Please play responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of responsible,
Yes.
I think João Fonseca, before we get into the battle of the sexes, he might have made a responsible move with some hair clippers the other week. He
Yeah.
decided to shave the flow off, great head of hair. Even better, shows there was a lot hiding underneath that hair because the hairline is perfect. And he was playing in a exhibition match versus Carlos Alcaraz. And the clip that I saw, it was that top, angle from behind one of the baselines,
Yeah.
the traditional TV broadcast angle, but a little bit further back. And I had no idea which one was Carlos Alcaraz. And not just because they look kind of similar, but because of the shots that he was playing. And then when they zoomed in on everybody, I said, "Oh my gosh, this Fonseca, he could smash the ceiling of potential this year."
Yeah. You said, "Oh my gosh, that's JP or that's Joao Fonseca." I was just looking at your name. That's JP Fonseca. Yeah, no, I think that shaved head is a good look. I'm looking at the photo right now. He's got a great head shape. I think a lot of people when they go to shave their head, they're like they have no clue what head shape they're gonna have. Maybe
They
they have
show
a clue, but they're
potential,
worried about it. Like, is it like a weird,
right?
like, not symmetrical, weird thing? But
Creases,
Fonseca, he's like the golden child. Like, I think he's like his parents are super loaded,
yeah.
and then he's just good looking, amazing at tennis. Has lived
I
a great
think
life.
every great athlete goes through most great athletes go through the buzzed head, era of David Beckham. He shaved his head.
Another
One of
great looking
LeBron's
guy.
best runs is when he decided to go bald.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan obviously just was bald, chose that look.
yeah.
Djokovic, you know,
Has he done it? Yeah, he's probably done it.
he keeps it short. It's not full on
Yeah,
buzz.
it's like the Baltic pelt.
Yeah, so Alcaraz is obviously on it. I think,
I think Casper Ruud just did it too.
dang,
Did you
we
see
might have
that?
to do it with him.
I think Casper Ruud has a little bit of those peaks going back too, like
My
Tommy
brother,
Paul. I'm just gonna call it our buddy Tommy Paul. Hairline's going the way to the dodo bird. I think.
did you see Drewski's skit about hat fishing?
No.
It's basically like he's in all these different scenarios, and he's this dude. one of them, he's working at like Home Depot and he's stacking stuff with his boy. Like, man, this is what the females don't understand is I'm out here working, I'm providing. I could give them a life they never had. And he's like sweating and he takes off his hat because he's getting hot and he pretty much just has like barely just a few strands of hair on top of his head. And the
Yeah.
coworker's like, "Oh, you having trouble with the females?" "Yeah, man, and I just don't get it. I work hard, do all this stuff," and he puts his hat back on. He's like, "I look good." And it's just all those different scenarios of hat fishing. And I'm like, man, I want to laugh, but more likely than not, like at some point I'm gonna I'm gonna be a hat fisher.
What? So a hat fisher. What is it? What does that mean? Still, a hat fisher? Like you
So,
fish?
if you catfish somebody,
Uh yeah.
you're
I
hat
know.
fishing them because you
Hat
look
fish.
good with the hat on. You take the hat off. Wait a second.
I've seen that. There's like there's like a content creator guy that in golf that I follow who's like always wearing a hat, and then he took it. He's like legit like cartoon bald. Like he has hair on the sides and the back, and it's just like bald. It's like and I'm like, brother, that is because he actually from the sides, it looks like he has a great head of hair. Like
Right. That's just cruel.
that is cruel. It is messed up. I don't know
If I'm
why.
like, whenever I get to heaven, God willing, it's gonna be one of the first questions I ask.
Yeah. Why you got to do all these guys like that?
Why can't you just, if someone's gonna be bald, like take it all? What are you doing just taking
Why
the
doesn't it
top?
start from the side, like up?
Right.
Because the haircut would look good still. Why does it start at the top?
Like I'm supposed to be created in your image. Would you walk around like this?
He's probably like, yeah.
Like, all right, man, whatever.
He's like, I'm Middle Eastern. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean? I'd never have to worry about this. But I love it. I love the buzz head. I love Fonseca doing his thing. All the exhibitions going on. Nick Kyrgios on his world tour of exhibitions. He's in Atlanta. He's at the Necker Cup on Richard Branson's
Yeah.
island. He's in New York, and I believe he has a couple more stops before a head-to-head clash with Aryna Sabalenka in the Battle of the Sexes, the return
Yes.
of the Battle of the Sexes. And I kind of alluded to it before,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't know this until I looked it up. But obviously, the first one was with Billie Jean King and what's his first name? But yeah, Bobby Riggs. Some
Pause.
different.
What an amazing name for a man.
God.
Bobby Riggs.
And I mean, when you like look him up and they give his player profile for that match, it says former number one male player, 1939 Wimbledon champion. Then these are the best parts: hustler, showman, and self-proclaimed chauvinist. Which is just what a resume for Bobby Riggs. But some
Insane.
differences. This one happened September 20th, 1973, down in Texas. Billie Jean King, she was 29 years old. Bobby Riggs was 55 years old.
Yeah.
Winner take all, $100,000 prize money, which was massive at that time.
Yeah.
When King entered a gold Egyptian style chariot carried by men, that's what she entered on one of those.
That's hilarious.
Riggs arrived in a rickshaw pulled by models he called Bobby's bosom buddies. Riggs leaned on sexist comedy to hype the match, claimed women are too emotional, not strong enough. Used all of this to guarantee massive global attention, and then he ultimately lost. Straight sets, 6-4, 6-3, 6-3.
Wow, they played
But
they played a 5-set match. That's hilarious.
what a show. Can't
That is a
imagine how it'll be happening at this year's. But the most impressive fact about it is that 90 million people watched.
yeah. It'll and that's on like television where people are actually watching
Right.
versus, this any show nowadays they go, "We had 2 billion impressions." It's like, what does that even mean? Like
It's
it'll be
fake.
social media impressions, but how many people are watching live? It'll be like not many. I won't be because it's in the Middle East.
Right.
So the time will be messed up, but I think that's amazing. I'm just looking at photos here of Battle of the Sexes from the 70s, and it's just like looks so cool and vintage and yeah, Billie Jean King won. John McEnroe said that Bobby Riggs threw the match. Jokingly, I don't know. I mean, at 55, I think
Right.
Billie Jean King would have at 29 would have a pretty good chance. And I mean, if we're gonna get into it, what I think, I think Sabalenka has a great shot at winning. I think she actually might be the favorite
Is she the favorite?
because here's my main thing: the main difference or the main advantage that the top 50 or 100 male players have over the top 50 or 100 female players have. I'm not saying males or females. Like, I'm not a better mover than the top WTA players, but the
Right.
top, like, equal to equal, like, the men are far better movers than the women as far as like quickness, flexibility, ability to change direction, speed, all these things. That's the main thing. Like, Sabalenka hits the ball harder than many of the men, and that's like
Right.
the stats show that. There's also other reasons for that, but she just consistently hits it more harder than they do because the style's a bit different. But so I'm thinking, like, with Nick, is he able to even move? Like, what's his body like? Is his movement compromised to the point where that won't be an advantage for him? And then it'll just be like bang bang tennis. And if she's pounding forehands, I don't know.
And I believe like her side of the court is smaller,
That's right.
and he only has one serve.
I think they both only have one serve.
Okay, both only have one serve.
Yeah, which doesn't. Maybe she should have two and he should have one, but
Yeah, and I was worried.
his serve will be a problem for her,
Yeah,
big time.
and that's what he. I'll get into that after this because I saw an interview that he did. But I was worried about the movement too. But I was watching him. I can't remember if this was a clip. He was playing against Tommy Paul, and he was covering the court pretty well.
Oh yeah,
It's just exhibition. They're yucking it up more for fun.
yeah,
But the way he was moving, I'm like, okay, this is like if he can move like this, he'll probably win.
right,
Now,
yeah.
I don't know if you saw this, but he and Alexander Bublik were doing one of these interviews, I think with UTS,
Oh yeah,
and Bublik asked him about it. And, Nick is like, come on, bro. Like, I'm going to win. This is a joke. He's like, what do you think? And Bublik's like, if I was to pick somebody to represent the men's side, I don't think I'm picking you. And Kyrgios was like, what? Like, I mean, that's harsh. Like, what do you mean? Like, why you got to be so mean about it, bro? What are you talking about? He's like, I mean, are you going to try? Like, do you care? Are you healthy? Like, I don't really trust you.
valid questions.
Nick's like, bro, I'm going to try. Like, I'm not about to just go out there and lose like to a girl. I'm not going to do it. It's going to be easy. She's not going to be handling my serve. She's not going to be able to do this. Like, I'm going out there to win. Like, it's going to be fun, but she stands no chance. But I just thought it was hilarious because Bublik's facial expressions are just like, I
So
don't know
real.
about this
He's
one.
like, I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I'm just being honest. And
Which,
but it's been, I don't know. I think he'll handle it. Part of me is a little bit worried that I want it to be full out. We're not even trying to make this entertaining. Like
yeah,
the pre and post can be entertaining, but when it's game on, it's real. It's
yeah.
as game like as match like as you could get. And if it is like that, I feel like Kyrgios, the serve alone could wipe her out.
Yeah, I think like the serve and the creativity, like when he's drop shotting but I feel like he could also like shoot himself in the foot so many times, so many ways with that. And he
Right.
goes for big serves and big moments and he misses and there's no second serve. We'll see.
If
It is interesting. Anyone who says it's not an exciting thing to look forward to is just not telling the truth.
Right. And because, yeah, I mean, you can't pick a better female player to be a part of it than her. Because
Oh, for
there's
sure.
a piece of everybody that's watching is like, if there's a girl that can do it, it's Sabalenka.
And she's the obvious number one in the world right now. She's got like I said earlier, has the power. She hits it harder than a lot of the men. And yeah, she's a hilarious, good sport. Perfect representation for the female side. There's no one else I'd pick for the female side. Obviously, there's better male players than Kyrgios, but
Right.
to make it like a competition, like, yeah, that this is a good one because he's not at his prime physically. He is entertaining. Um, he's got a big serve, so it's like a real men's serve that she'll have to deal with. And
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I think it's pretty even.
Well, hey, I mean, I can't wait to see how it turns out. Not going to be surprised either way, but let me see. Oh man, what was it? I was seeing. Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna ask you, what do you make of all of the Sabalenka is kind of receiving some backlash for this event,
Yeah,
and on social media, her and Kyrgios are doing some promos with some TikToks together, and some people are upset.
people are always upset. People are always upset. I don't know what, like, yeah, I saw the criticism from people of like, "Oh, really? You're platforming this guy?" Or, there's people who think he's so toxic that no one should talk about him, no one should engage with him. And I'm sorry, that's just not the world we live in. Like, you can't just people and I don't think he's that way. I think he's done toxic things, and I think he's made mistakes, for sure. But, I've been around him and I've seen, he has a very human side to him, and uh, you know, he's a broken person like everyone else. Like we all are, like I am. And we're all, trying to do better. Yeah. So people can be mad. I don't, people are mad at, things we say, but I think her doing this is just shows that she's about her business. She's about the real female empowerment, which isn't like, hey, stop saying mean things about women, or hey, stop, you know, treating us poorly. It's like, hey, I'm gonna go make money and probably beat this guy in tennis and like do my own thing. I'm gonna do what I
Right.
want, which I think is
Like,
the
dude,
real
if she wins, what a message to all the young girls out there that are playing tennis.
for
And
real.
if she and it, even if she loses, it's still commendable, and it's like somebody that young tennis players, young female tennis players can look at and be like, "Man, she wasn't afraid to go for it. She wasn't afraid to
Yeah,
step in with the male, and look what it did for her." Like, it doesn't change anything about who she is, what she's accomplished. She's just going for it, taking another risk, and that's something that people can look up to and be inspired by.
totally. And I'm a fan of reality. Like most young girls growing up are not under the impression that they're better than like the boys in their class. Like they've
Right.
like all seen reality. And so when people are like, "Oh, the top women are just as good as the top men," it's like, no, they're not. But this is a good example of an interesting thing where you can be like, well, let's see.
Right.
He's not at the top of his game. She is, but let's see. And in this, with the court sizes, we've kind of evened the playing field. And
Which
to make,
I honestly, personally, I hate that
yeah, I know what you mean.
because it's like if we're gonna do this, just do it as a normal tennis match.
Because
You're
if she
already
wins, then you're like, would she have won on a regular tennis court?
which can only beg the question of who asked for this court change.
I
Could
don't
have
know.
been either of them.
Isn't it in Saudi Arabia or like
Yeah.
the Middle East? I'm like, it's hilarious also. It's like
Oh,
that she's
yeah.
even allowed to play or whatever, but, I mean, Saudi Arabia is pretty they've changed their ways,
Yeah.
at least in those cities. Um, but we'll see. It's a spectacle, it's entertainment. This is show business, baby, obviously. So,
Steven's got Sabalenka, I got Kyrgios.
I'm riding with Sabalenka, my
It
girl.
to your point about, like, the movement and how, the top men's and women's, it's completely different. The men are so much faster, stronger. Even when you have Serena Williams back in that one interview she did with somebody, they're like, "Do you think you could compete with Roger Federer or something?" She's like,
Andy Murray,
"No. He would 6-0 me 6-0." Like,
yeah.
there's no chance. It's different games. Stop comparing it. But there was at the Garden Cup, this exhibition going on in New York,
Mm,
Sabalenka brought out a fan, and the fan was hitting with Osaka.
yeah,
And you could tell the fan, like, probably plays on the weekend with his friends. Definitely not college level or anything like that, but like has hit the tennis ball before.
yes,
And dude, he was laying into these shots,
yeah,
trying his hardest. And it was so slow.
yeah,
And Osaka was getting to it so easily, just
yeah,
kinda, like, lofting it back over there, and I'm like, "Man, I think more people need to see this
yeah,
'cause it would be like me if I went out there, that's how it would look on TV,
yeah,
and I don't think a lot of, like, guys understand that
that's true.
with these top players."
That is true for sure, unless you're, like, a really good, like,
Right.
club male player or, like, college player, like, it would look pretty decent, but he hit a good serve, though.
He did.
His serve, I was like, "Damn," and then he was too close to the ball on all of his shots, which is
Yeah.
like a classic noob mistake, but so he had, like, no power, um, but yeah, and then she was just, like, kinda, like, dinking it back to him, like, it was, and again,
I'm
yeah,
like,
like,
man,
she
that has
would
to
smash. She was playing, it would just be, like, unstoppable, but, dude, there's
right.
levels to this game, which we always say, there's
Levels.
levels, levels, levels. Um,
Should we hit
yeah.
these comments?
It's getting me excited for for competition next year already. Last thing I want to say on the exhibitions is like, we see all the players complaining about the schedule all year round, and I just love taking a note of all the players who are playing an exhibition and making sure that they are not complaining about the schedule all year round.
Right.
Because as our friend Brad Stein on the show last week said, it's a job, and yeah, I guess the only other thing is that what he's saying is that it's actually not a job. You're an independent contractor. So it's like the gig economy. You don't have to show up for the gigs. You're in a contract with the ATP to play a certain amount, and there's penalties if you don't play. But like he said, you don't have to play. And I did see Taylor Fritz is one of the guys who spoke out about it, and he hasn't been playing a ton of exhibitions. I don't think, credit to him, but he did
Yeah.
play. I don't know if you saw this. He got challenged by some hater online. I don't know where, and then he brought him out to a court in California, and they like played.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
That's kind of awesome.
I know, I just saw a clip of it on Instagram. I haven't seen, like, what happened. I don't even need to see what happened. I know Fritz would just murder this guy. I think he was just
Oh,
acing
yeah.
him, like, the guy couldn't touch him. Like, people who think that like, anyone like, the people who think they could win, what is it, a game off a pro player?
Well, dude,
Absolutely
the perfect
insane.
I don't know if did you see Carousel's most recent clip with Ben Shelton?
No.
He's basically trying to return Shelton's serve,
Uh-huh.
and obviously it's edited and cut up for this
Yeah.
purpose too, 'cause Carew is a great
Oh,
player.
yeah, he's a pro, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, Curry could return a serve.
right. But, he chose 6 of the clips where he just stood no chance,
Yeah, yeah.
and his whole point was like, "This is what I mean when there's levels to
Yeah.
the game, like, I can't do it, you definitely cannot do it."
Yeah.
And watching it and watching the differences, I'm like, "Man, it really is nuts."
Oh, man. It's so nuts. I can't even imagine. Like, I've played with some really good players who have big time serves who hit it as hard as most ATP players serve their first serve, but Ben Shelton's is, like, much harder than the average,
Yeah.
and it's heavy, like, as far as topspin, so, like, I can't imagine how fast a 140-mile-an-hour serve is that's bouncing at my head height, like,
Ugh,
almost just impossible to return, but, I mean, some of the pros return it too, and that's, again,
exactly.
shows the levels to the game.
Yeah.
Levels to this game, brother. So yeah, it's been a good off season. Everyone's getting their reps in. We're getting our reps in. And shout out to all of you who commented on the last show with Brad Stein. We're gonna go through them now. We've got 11 or 12, I think.
Yeah. I can
Go,
rip the first one for you real quick.
go for it.
Carlo Alberto Cerliani. Great name, flows off the tongue.
Let's go.
Great interview. Yannick, after 3 months on the bench, not for an injury, and he could not also train for the majority of that period, came back in Rome and got the final. That's pretty remarkable.
Amen, Carlo. That is remarkable. It was a
Amen.
remarkable year for Sinner. Like, yeah, I mean, it just shows like being suspended isn't going to change how good you are. The level he got to wasn't based on momentum or hype. Like,
Right.
he's the guy. He's the guy. He's the dog. Next one we got here, Pocket Match. Pocket Match returns.
Welcome
Says
back.
Brad Stein is a beast. Facts.
Stamped. Brooks Prole, 6539. Such a solid interview. Damn. Love to see it. There you go, Steven.
Damn. Thanks, Brooks. Thanks, Brooks. I know. I feel like we can just chop it up naturally. It's like his 4th time on the show. First one, JP, since we were live in March in Miami.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a good one. Brenda Johnson. What's up, Brenda? She says, Steven, I would love it if you could play a round of golf with Carlos and tell us about it. Trust me, Brenda. I would love that too.
Hey, listen, if anybody out there can help make this happen, just know Steven's ready and he's available.
Cheapers. I mean, at the end of the show, me and Brad were talking about we were talking about golf and how his son is like an amazing golfer, and he started last year. Which, if you're not a golfer, may sound doable, but his son's
I
already
already
better.
don't believe him.
His son's better than me, and I've been playing for a long time.
How old's
That
his son?
I don't know. I think like in his 30s, probably. Just picked it
Yeah.
up. Boom. Like
I
crazy.
don't buy. I don't buy. I got to see it to believe it.
Yeah, yeah. No way, but no, I believe it. And he's like, he said he's pretty short, like his son, like 5'5" or 5'6" or something, and he's
Less
like,
room for error on that
exactly,
swing.
just dialed unit.
I
Anyways,
love
love
it.
that. But Brad, he's a connection. I mean, if anyone can, I said I'm gonna be in Indian Wells this year for Canada House Indian Wells. He said, "Let's golf." And I'm like, "Okay, let's golf." DJ Khaled, let's golf. See who you bring. Bring someone.
Let's go golfing.
Bring Tommy.
Bring
Bring whoever.
Tommy.
Come on.
Oh, come on, Brad. We need you. We need you, coach.
We need you, coach.
Next one from our guy, Dataranoxia 7783 with the flags this time. Sinner Maniac. Good interview.
Dang, love it. Thank you.
You got to love a stamp from the Sinner Maniac.
Thank you for helping us with our reach.
Seriously.
And then Chiarag says, Yannick Sinner will return to world number 1 very soon. Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see in 2026.
He's got one person that he's got to pretty much play for that spot.
Yeah.
Laura Lacey Thompson, 1248. It's their job, but not the same as someone else's job. This oversimplifies things. And that confused me.
Wait, that confused you?
It's their job, but not the same as someone else's job. This so oversimplifies it. Or what's oversimplifying?
Like, she's saying that Brad's saying it's your job is oversimplifying it.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I think I know what she means. Like, she's maybe saying what I was saying. It's technically you're a contractor and whatever, but I do like his point was that you shouldn't be complaining. And then Felix's point was like, we live a pretty good life. Like, it's pretty rich to be like, we should make what the NBA players make.
Yeah.
Have you considered that? And basketball is a much more popular sport in America than tennis.
Man, if they only understood the business of the sports.
But
we digress.
Brenda Johnson back. Wow. Brenda, she says the bettors will always make the most boring the favorite because they lack imagination and think that playing like a robot will always prevail against almost everyone. But thank goodness there's Carlos. Brenda with the spice. She's going to attract the Sinner haters or the Sinner lovers, I should say. I predict a few others will get some licks in too. I'm picking the undeniable year-end number 1 and most talented underdog ever, Carlos. Brenda,
let's go, Carlos. Brenda.
Brenda loves Carlos.
Stand on that Alcaraz business.
When I see him next, I'll be like, yo, Brenda Johnson in her comments. She's got your back.
You know that like Carlos Alcaraz would be the player that like actually knows her.
Yeah.
He'd be like, oh, yeah, I love Brenda.
He spends time on YouTube for sure.
He's a YouTube scroller, no doubt, watching just brain rot videos.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Next one.
Yeah, you got it.
Vindicator 100. Steven, I'm shocked that you don't seem to know how year-end rankings work. You keep saying Sinner has points to defend when referring to who will end up as year-end number 1. Don't you know year-end number 1 has nothing to do with defending points? You run a channel. Come on, man.
That is a
good point. Hey, actually, I got to read the reply because you already know who's in there. Geo Air Travel coming in. Our commenter of the year. Being the 2025 champ, Sinner has 2,000 points to defend at the Australian Open 2026 in order to maintain a close point gap with Carlos. I understood exactly Steven's point. Criticizing his tennis knowledge? Seriously? Boom.
Geo. Thank you, brother. Vindicator, like, maybe I was confusing, maybe because that what you're saying does make sense. Like for the year end number one, it's just at the end of the year, so defending points doesn't really contribute to that. You're right. I don't forget what I was talking about, but Geo Air Travel understood. So you should take a page from his book. But I think, yeah, I think I was talking around Sinner. Um, well, no, Sinner didn't play for 3 months, and he almost at the end of the year was the same level of points as Alcaraz. So if Sinner plays the same year, but then plays all those tournaments, and Alcaraz doesn't do better, that's I think what I meant. Like, Sinner can go higher than he did this year. So
Right.
Alcaraz is gonna have to step up at the beginning of next year because he didn't play well up until the clay swing. You know what I mean?
Boom. I
It's
know
not
exactly
rocket
what you
science.
mean.
It's not rocket science.
That's it. That's our
That's
last
it.
comment.
That's it. Great comment section this week, guys. Thank you for leaving comments. If you want to be on next week's show, let us know your thoughts about the battle of the sexes. Is it sexist? Let us know.
Let us know. Can't wait. See you guys next week for another great episode. We're working behind the scenes on grabbing some interviews for you guys. So
Right.
stay tuned for some names that get dropped out here. We're going to do our best to provide y'all with some great content, great interviews, great clips. So make sure you're subscribed and following along. And stay healthy out there. Don't catch this stomach bug that Steven got. I'm trying. This is why I live where I live. I don't want to be near Steven right now.
That's right.
You got to keep this distance. But appreciate you
That's right.
guys, and we'll see you next week.
We will see you next week. Bye.